Good evening. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. This is the platform where we come together to discuss everything in relation to Jamaican football. This is your hub for everything Jamaican football related. If you guys haven't already, I encourage you to hit the like button, and after doing so, to hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boys Commentary as well. That would be greatly appreciated. So we can be able to get the show on the road. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, and that is exactly what we're going to get into so that everybody is completely aware with everything, so we can get straight to the point with everything. We're in the month of August 3rd, 2024. So tomorrow is the 4th, and there are 31 days in August. So essentially, we have another 4 weeks and change left in the month of August, as everybody would see. And let me just say, it's great to see in the comments the Jamaican flags that are there from persons in the chat. Jamaican Englishman, hey Simon, big up, what's happening? Shamar Gordon, up Mr. P. I am so special. One moment, folks. Thank you very much for your patience, folks. I greatly appreciate it tremendously. So we can be able to get the show on the road with some information that I know persons will be looking forward to. So we're going to get right to it. You see the title. So let's analyze the title first. And the title, as you can see quite clearly, now is our time. It's now our time. And you see the picture that is there, and you see a sea of Jamaican fans. So right now, bless up Agility, time to get on board, everybody. John Paul says, bless up Jamaica, bless up Simon, rather. Siobhan Pierce says, let's get all that Jamaica love towards our athletes across all sporting disciplines. Siobhan Pierce, did you drink? What has changed? This has changed. Did you wake up on the right side of the bed this morning? Because this is quite different. Because as you know, folks, Siobhan Pierce, of course, ardent supporter of football, ardent and very passionate analyst in football, and certainly wants the focus to be driven there, which I can understand. But he's pushing all sporting disciplines now, which is fantastic. So let me explain that along those lines now. Cleon Levy says, big up yourself, Simon. Okay. So here we go now, folks. Here's the situation. Now, in relation specifically to now it's our time. Right now, as you see what is going on right now at the Olympic Games in Paris, there was a shock today where Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce did not start in the semifinals of the women's 100 meters. When that announcement was made by, let me just add as well, a Jamaican commentator as well. A Jamaican is a stadium announcer in Paris. So just let that sink in as well and make sure that you're aware that Jamaicans are extremely, extremely important in this world. So I say that to say, did you see any drop in attendance as a result of that? No, Jamaicans did not leave the stadium just because Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was no longer in the semifinals. The support was there right throughout for Shasha Lee Forbes, for Tia Clayton, for our shot putter Rajendra Campbell, who went on to win bronze, for Shanika Ricketts, who went on to win silver, for Akeelia Smith, who finished 7th eventually, for the mixed 4x400 meter relay, and so on and so forth. There was ample representation in terms of support. Persons did not leave the stadium just because Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was not in the semifinals. So what does that mean from a footballing standpoint? Regardless of who is representing Jamaica, it is Jamaica that is on the field. So it should be the same level of intensity, support, love for when Jamaica takes the field. When Jamaica took on Trinidad and Tobago in March in 2 friendly internationals in Trinidad in March 1 and March 3, did your support wane? No, you were on Sportsmax YouTube channel watching the game. You were watching the game, seeing Kaheem Dixon score on his debut for Jamaica. You were watching the game, seeing Shaquan Davis make his debut for Jamaica. You were watching the game when you saw the likes of Romeo Guthrie, the likes of Jason Wright, the likes of Chanel Thomas, the likes of Garth Stewart make their debut for Jamaica. That did not change. So similarly, moving forward with Jamaica, that is not something that should change at all. Let me stress this point as well. Why am I asking you to get behind Jamaica in this Olympic Games? It's important to rebuild that culture of support. Very, very important as we approach the most important 20 months of our footballing future. The most important 20 months. So this is how I feel. And this is how I look at things, okay? So that you are very aware of things. Now, this is what I'm saying now. And listen carefully. Jamaica will be numerous finals all across the Olympic Games. The 100-meter men's final, I'm telling you from now, we're going to win a color of a medal that is similar to this. We're going to be in hurdles finals. We're going to be in relays finals. We're going to be in jumps and throws finals. You build that habit of team support, and then it will overlap for you. And I want you to look at Jamaican track and field fans. The Olympic Games is in Paris. With a Jamaican passport, you need a visa to go to Paris. Jamaican track and field fans were getting their visas from January, 7 to 8 months prior to the Olympic Games. Remember that. Remember that. 7 to 8 months prior, they're planning. And guess what, in a footballing sense? We know when the Nations League games are going to be. We know exactly as well where the World Cup qualifying games are going to be, especially in this round. We know as well the time frame for the Gold Cup. At the end of this calendar year or early next year, we'll have the draw for the Gold Cup. So you will specifically know the cities for the games, the venues, the times, all of those information that you will be fully aware about. So I do think that Jamaican football lovers have the tremendous ability to take a page out of the book of the track and field community as well, in that same venom, in that same rich vein of form, regardless of whether that Jamaican athlete is disqualified, injured, did not start, they're turning out for Jamaica. They're turning out for Jamaica. At the start of the day, did many people think that Rajendra Campbell would win a medal for Jamaica? Many experts did not expect him for a podium finish, but he's done something that no other Jamaican man has done in the history of the shot put at the Olympic Games. No other man has done that. And Shanika Ricketts, you could call her the Silver Queen now. She has silver in 2019 World Championships, silver in 2022, and silver again at the Olympic Games now. Something that Trisha K. Smith was not able to accomplish. But guess what? Jamaica has accomplished just that. 2 medals carrying Jamaica's tally to 90. Jamaica is now 10 medals away. I repeat, Jamaica are now 10 medals away. 10 medals away, from 100 medals in that's right, Olympic Games. So you understand that completely. Okay? So I want you to be fully aware about that. You guys get the picture? You get the point? Because this is important. This is important. And it should not be brushed aside at all. Okay? So let that stick with us. We know when September 6 is. It's going to be a Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff. September 10, Tegucigalpa, Honduras. We know in October 10, Nicaragua away, most likely Managua, and October 14 against Honduras at home. So again, whenever our national team takes the field, it's now our time. It's now our time. Isn't it such a beautiful sight when you go inside the stadium and you see that sea of black, green, and gold? It fills you with joy, doesn't it? It certainly does. And you know what is my ambition, my hope out of all of this? 2026, whether we are playing in Seattle, whether we're playing in Vancouver, our opening game, whether we're playing our opening game in California or Atlanta or Miami or New York or Toronto or Monterrey or Mexico City, wherever we are, when Jamaica enters that stadium and they look up in the stands, they see a huge, huge, huge sea of yellow. That, for me, there's very few more beautiful sights in the world than seeing that. Seeing the representation of your nation at a world event in those colors. It's your people. These are people that you grew up with. These are people that you know very well. Culturally, you relate to them exceptionally well. Sometimes you pass these people, you work with these people. That's, you could say, one of the benefits as well as a small nation. We are in the loop with everything that happens in our country, from news to sports to entertainment. We're very much in the loop with what's happening around us across all sporting disciplines as well. Athletics, football, cricket, netball, lacrosse. We're very much in the loop of what is happening around us, 100%. And this is something that we're tremendously aware about. So from our standpoint, taking the leaf out of the book of track and field, extremely important. 3 a.m. tomorrow, Jamaica time. You could say the action resumes, but 3:55 a.m. the first Jamaican involvement in the women's 200-meter heats, which will be followed by the men's long jump qualification, which will be followed at 4:50 a.m. by the 110-meter hurdles heats for men, and then of course the 400-meter hurdles heats for women. That's what the morning session looks like from a Jamaican standpoint. In the evening, the 400-meter heats for men will also have the 100-meter men's semifinals, the women's 800-meter semifinal, and at 2:50 p.m. tomorrow, the men's 100-meter final. As Jamaicans, we are privileged in terms of what we have seen as a sporting nation. We have a sports team that has been ranked in the top 3 in the world in our Sunshine Girls. We've produced the fastest man and fastest woman alive. We've gone on as well to be that number 8 in the world in the sport of lacrosse, a sport that was only introduced to Jamaica 10 years ago. We've won 5 medals in the last 10 years in the sport of football, a Caribbean Cup gold, a Caribbean Cup silver, 2 Gold Cup silver medals, and also a Nations League bronze medal, something that you shouldn't scoff about at all. And we can go into other sporting disciplines where Jamaica's qualified for a Rugby Sevens World Cup back-to-back, the first team sport where Jamaica's qualified for back-to-back World Cups, and it was Rugby Sevens. Jamaica's been to a Rugby League World Cup and finished 15th overall in the tournament. And we haven't even talked about other disciplines as well, such as squash, where our flag bearer, Chris Binney, has been the pride and joy and has been the Lionel Messi of Jamaica in squash. Being ranked in the top 60, 65 in the world, beating athletes that have been ranked in the top 5 in the world. Chris Binney has been one of the most outstanding athletes in Jamaican history in non-traditional sporting disciplines. the longevity from a 16-year-old representing Jamaica at the Commonwealth Games in 2006 to where he is today as a 34, 35-year-old. You can't think of many athletes that have given 19 to 20 years of consistent service. I haven't even gone into cricketers yet, where the greatest cricketer of all time is from Jamaica, and that's Christopher Henry Gale. The highest individual score in T20 in cricket, 175. The fastest T20 century, 30 balls, right? A man that has also scored the most runs for a batsman that has faced 12 deliveries, which of course is Chris Gayle, which is 51 runs. A man that has won titles all across the globe in different domestic leagues. A man that has won 2 World Cups for the West Indies and an ICC Champions Trophy. One of the greatest athletes that has ever come out of Jamaica, Christopher Henry Gale, and will forever, forever be a cricketing legend, regardless of whatever he does for the rest of his life, whether he enters into punditry, coaching, entertainment, business. He will always, always be one to remember. Ricardo Powell, Wavell Hines, Jerome Taylor, Darren Powell, Andre Russell, the best finisher in the game, is from Jamaica. Robman Powell, the captain of the West Indies, is from Jamaica. Andre Coley, the coach of the West Indies, is from Jamaica. The president of the Canadian Soccer Association is from Jamaica. Linford Christie was born where? Jamaica. Ben Johnson was born where? Jamaica. Donovan Hales was born where? Jamaica. Raheem Sterling was born where? Jamaica. John Barnes was born where? Jamaica. Lindy de la Pena, the first Jamaican and Caribbean athlete to win the league in England, the top flight English title with Portsmouth. Where did he come from? Jamaica. The first non-white player to play in Scottish football professionally, Jill Heron-Scott, a Jamaican man for Celtic. And this is just sports. I haven't even gone into entertainment. I haven't even gone into politics. I haven't even gone into other industries where Jamaicans have played such a significant and important force in. I've probably named about 50 names right now, but I wanted to make the point that these Jamaicans have done it, and so can you as well. In your respective craft or goal or career, and also with your support with the national team as well. Same way. Success comes from a number of aspects of things. Positivity, surrounding yourself around the right people, and consistent, effective work ethic. These are extremely important aspects that should never be forgotten or neglected. And when you combine these things together, you get the success. And come November 2025, you'll get the picture. And you're going to say, Simon, I remember when you did this video on August 3, 2024, when you run past the security guard and you give me a high five when we qualify for the World Cup, because I can tell you the moment we qualify and it's a home game, I don't think the security will be able to withstand 40,000 people. Unless 1,000 security guards are hired for that game. But we'll see. I'm sure security measures will be in place because this is a World Cup qualifying. This is also CONCACAF, so there are tremendous laws and regulations that will have to be abided. So that's why I think it's extremely important as well that you can say you were there. You were there when Jamaica qualified for the World Cup. And trust me, there have been some extremely important you were there moments. I was there when Jamaica defeated the United States 2-1 at the National Stadium in September 7, 2012, the first time ever at the senior level. You can say you were there the first time that Jamaica hosted a Gold Cup match. That is also very, very important. That you were there when Ricardo Fuller scored against Mexico in 2008. You were there that moment when Jamaica defeated St. Martin 12-0 in 2004, and Luton Shelton became the first man in the history of the planet to score 4 goals on his international debut. You'll not find another player that has scored 4 goals on their international debut. And that is just a fact. A real fact. So that's something I want everybody to bear in mind. Let that stick with you. Let that stay with you, because I can tell you that we're on a path, okay? So guys, one step at a time. Further details will unfold in relation to what lies ahead. Get behind Jamaica. Okay, I'm asking you guys for the next few days, get behind Jamaica, because that same spirit will guide us towards 2026 and beyond. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button to Reggae Boys Commentary right now for more content, and that would be greatly appreciated.